You tired of lies and leftovers? The Real Black Agenda is crushing 3 bestsellers list. Grab it on Amazon or hit the link in my Instagram bio at TheBusinessBully before they try and silence it. Gentlemen, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Dave Anderson is going to use this platform to talk about something that has been missing from the conversation this entire time. That's right. We're going to talk about accountability. Now, before you get your, how can I put this? Before you get your balls in a sling, I need you to understand that I'm not coming here to cosplay as Kevin Samuels. I am not going to sugarcoat anything. I want us to have a real honest conversation about accountability. And no, this is not going to be a situation where I'm diving into the gender wars or anything of that sort, because that's not really my lane. Listen, I got enough trouble just being at home, being a family man. I can't get it's a lot happening in the streets, and I promise you, at this point in my life, I want absolutely no part of any of it. Here's what I will say. The one thing that is missing from most of us is accountability for our situation. Yes, we understand that the government came in and told women that they could get food and housing and clothing and absolutely everything. Hair done, nails done, everything did if they just didn't have a man in the house. We get it. However, Black men are the most involved fathers, even those of us that are not in the home, yet and still, we're still the poster child for deadbeats. And the reason that is because we have adapted the culture of ignorance that people who do not look like us, who happen to own the media, have placed on us. Another part of this is we don't hold each other accountable. We do not hold space for critique. We can't check each other and say, hey, what you're doing is messed up. I've had to be checked. I've had to be told, hey, you need to straighten this out. You need to focus on this. This is extremely important. What you're doing doesn't make any sense. Change direction. And I'm always thankful for those people who have held me accountable. I might not like what they had to say, but I think it's important. What's happened is Black people as a whole have gotten themselves to a point where we cannot stand critique. And the majority of people that get focused on when it comes to a lack of accountability has been Black women. But hold on, fellas, if we're leading, we have to understand that no one's going to follow a leader that's not accountable, because the hardest job of a leader is following something bigger than themselves, whether that is an agenda available at therealblackagenda.com, or whether that is God, whether that is a code of morals and conduct and ethics that moves the needle in a way that is productive. Yes, we have challenges. Not going to act like we don't. I do know that there is a system that, even if you look at what just happened in Cincinnati with that white person slapping somebody else and then catching what can only be described as an epic beatdown of monumental proportions, we have to understand that they're always going to arrest us before they arrest them, because that's how the system is designed. What you going to do about it? If your baby mama is not letting you see your kid, go to court. If you can't afford an attorney, you can go to legal aid. You can find money for what you want to find money for. It's amazing how many people can find money for Jordans, can find money for, 2K tournaments, can find money to spend on FanDuel or whatever legal gambling site you want, but you can't find the money to find your kid. I thank God that I'm not divorced. And in the universe where that would happen, or if in the unlikely event that it did happen, luckily I have a wife that, even if she hated my guts, would never keep me from my kids. So my question is, why did you lay down with somebody that you didn't vet completely? And why would you lay down with somebody and make a life-altering decision outside of the confines of marriage? Not that marriage is a perfect institution, because it's an institution. Sometimes it could drive you into a mental institution if you're not careful. However, stable households are better for us. Do you realize that just 50 some odd years ago, we were the most married group of people on the face of the planet? And to this day, Black men who are married, 85% of us are married to Black women. So there's not this epidemic that you see in the media with us running to white people. That's not the issue. When are we going to take control of our communities? When are we going to take control of our relationships? Oh, your kids is running amok. You know why your kids are running amok? Because you want to be their friends more than you want to be their father. Yes, you have to go out here and secure the bag. Yes, you got to go out here and make moves. Yes, you got to go out here and battle against every single thing that has been thrown against you. But when in history haven't we? Oh, right now, when we're throwing in the towel and laying down like a bunch of soft sap, simp happy sissies and say, it's just too hard. I don't know who guaranteed you an easy life. Even the Constitution says life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. It don't say nothing about the guarantee of happiness. Happiness is a choice, and you can be happy while you're working towards your goal. You can be happy while you're disciplining your children. You can be happy while you clean up your streets. You can be happy while you arm yourself. You can be happy if you got your lazy ass up and started working out a little bit more. You could be happy if you knew the teachers that are teaching your children, because you got no problem talking about how the government's indoctrinating your children. Hell, I wrote a whole book about it, but the thing of it is, I homeschool my kid. And even when I did not homeschool my children, I made sure that my children had a strong sense of who they were. I didn't leave it up to the government that's getting rid of books in the schools and you whining about it. You sitting around on the internet thumbing about it. You're doing think pieces, but you're not doing any action behind the think pieces. Because yeah, I do think pieces. I get paid to do think pieces. I also get paid to write books. I also am taking care of my children. My children don't have to want for anything because I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that they are taken care of. And taken care of does not just start and stop with financial provision. We got to get off of that. I know everybody is coming with this situation where whether it's in the dating pool, whether it's marriage, whether it's the wants of kids that are being fed by corporate media machines that have billion-dollar advertising budgets to seep into their moldable minds, that they need a Nintendo Switch 2, that they need a PS5 with the digital pack and the PlayStation online downloadable content that comes with. No. What they need is a steady, present, and stoic father. Not a father figure, not an after school special, but somebody who is there in the home or at bare minimum actively involved. And I'm tired of talking about how bad your baby mamas are. Yeah, I said mamas plural because we got to start talking about why we're making these choices. I get it. She can do that little thing where she bounces and you like that. But when she bounces out a bouncing baby boy or a bouncing baby girl and you realize that all she can do is bounce her butt and can't balance a balance sheet, let alone a checkbook, or cannot have her priorities in order, you made that choice. Not one woman, no, I can't say that because I do know a couple that are getting artificially inseminated, but most women don't make babies by themselves. Where are you in this? And I know somebody's gonna say, well, I do this and I do, then I ain't talking to you. But you at least know 5 brothers who need the level of accountability you allegedly have. Why aren't you having conversations with them? Why aren't we having conversations with men about time management, about defying the odds, about building infrastructure, about your physical and emotional and psychological health, about your mental well-being, about your nutrition, about all of these things? Because that's not sexy enough. You can't brag to your friends about that. And along with accountability, I want you to be accountable to the fact that you need to be vulnerable with your brothers. You need a group of men I like to call the board of directors. And unlike Barack Obama, I'm not saying that you need one that's a part of the Rainbow Society. I'm telling you that you need a group of men who are doing better than you so that they can help you guide yourself to another level. We got to start pulling each other up. while we're pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps. We got to stop relying on everybody to fix us. And if you're waiting for your baby mama to come home from work while you're sitting on the couch eating Fruity Pebbles and playing PlayStation all day, you are the problem. And I know that's not the majority of you, and I know there's a bunch of not me's in the comments. I'm not talking to you, not me. I'm talking to you who is doing this. And if you're saying, well, the people that are doing that, Dave, probably aren't watching this channel. This channel has 640,000 plus subscribers, and most of them brothers, they on point. Well, if you on point, you know 5 or 6 pookies that need to get on point. So you need to help them get on point. And if you can't, send them this video and let me do it. White people are loving the fact that we get arrested. White people are loving the fact that we're going to prison. White people are loving the fact that we're not dropping our eggs in the maximum skills basket, but bitching about the minimum wage basket. If you want change, you have to change. When I was 561 pounds, I had to change. My wife couldn't do it. My kids couldn't do it. My mama couldn't do it. They would all say, hey, we're concerned. But until I got sick of having to get embarrassed at roller coasters I couldn't fit my blubbery ass on, then I made changes. When I couldn't keep up with my little one, I made changes. Changes have to be made. And I'm talking about sweeping changes. And we also got to start saying, you know what? We're not tolerating YN behavior. We're not tolerating creepy uncle behavior. We're not tolerating stupid decision making. We're not tolerating drug dealers. We're not tolerating nonsense. We're not tolerating people doing crime in our neighborhood without any type of checking and comeuppance. We're not tolerating homes that are not armed. We're not tolerating bad food. We're not tolerating excuses anymore. We're not tolerating a bad economy, because the best economy we can have is the economy that we sustain ourselves. If you want to be accountable, you have to start with the man in the mirror. Then you start with the men in your family. Then you continue with the men on your block. Then you continue with the men in your city. Then you continue with the men in your state. Then you continue with the men in your country. Then you continue with the men in your diaspora that want to build and are rooting for foundational Black Americans. I am tired of the conversation about FBAs and tethers and this, that, and the third. We need each other, because guess what? When they see us, they do see Black men. And I'm all about delineation. I have delineated a myriad of times on this channel. My thing is, right now, Black men, we need to circle our wagons around each other and build. And then the rest of the world, like they follow our swag, like they follow our style, like they follow our music, like they follow our food, they will follow our example to a better tomorrow for the entire world. If you've got a question for Ask Dave Anderson, you can email me directly, dave@businessbullyshow.com. Follow me on Instagram @thebusinessbully. Comment, rate, and subscribe right here to I Never Knew TV, and we'll see you next time.